Hi there, it is Kevin, and today I'm going to be playing some more Realm of the Mad God. Whoop. Bring that window into focus. All right. Cat hair. Checking to make sure everything is in place. I've got the right tab up. Good. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday. Fine. Exciting. Don't really have any Tinker's quests that I'm going after at the moment. Still do have a bunch of dexterity potions, not just for this character, but for other characters as well. So anything that'll get me dexterity, I'll be going after. I have one character, speed right now, I believe my paladin. Oh, I will still be going into places to get speed. Oh, dexterity, obviously the hive, and magic woods, bright worlds, speed. Speed, magic woods, snake pits. We made it to the Midlands fairly quickly. Start out just looking for lower dungeons. I thought it was Monday. No, today is Sunday. Hello, Plankwood. Yeah, my days kind of blend together as well. When you're stuck inside all the time, it gets sort of unusual, I guess. It's just every day is the same day. And away for a bit. I was taking too much damage. But as soon as my hit points are back, there, finally took out that ant. And the other ant. Whoa. There is harassing my clone. D6 robe is not what I'm looking for. I use tinctures very often, but nice occasionally. T7 armor, I don't need it. Dropping that in. The Nexus. Yeah, those ant saplings can go ways away. Hey, it's a snake pit. I am going to go into that snake. I have to ask that because my color perception is not the best, and the dexterity and health rings are close enough to each other that unless I have them next to each other, I can't really tell you which would be which without checking them out, actually. So, hey, treasure room. That was fast. All right. Dazed. I think I dodged right into that daze. All right. Those speed potions I need, or still way far away from maxing on speed. He's, whoa, 2 treasure rooms right in a row. That's pretty awesome. And I ran right into the. Yes. I'm just going to keep running into dazed, aren't I? That's just what's going to happen. I should pay a lot more attention to where those dazed stars are. Alright. Well, I'm dazed again, but I don't care. Because... yeah. Alright. Yes, I don't need a T7 robe or a T7 staff, but I'll bring them in and dump them in the Nexus when I get there. Alright, well, this is a good start to a snake pit. 2 treasure rooms right off the bat, right off the entry room. Oh. That's pretty amazing. Other people might be all blasé about treasure rooms. I am not. Don't feel, you know, a burning desire to always look for treasure rooms. I'm with other people, or if I've, you know, run 10 snake pits already that day. Maybe. It's hard to predict when I will. Well, I mean, if I'm solo, I almost always will clear. But if I'm with people, it really depends on how I'm feeling about it. Oh, we've got 2 directions to go. Less likely to right to the boss room. Okay. Hey, hi there, Shayna. How are you doing today? How has your day been, Shayna? I am doing pretty well as well. A laid-back day today. We just a phone call. We talked to Laurel's parents. Wished her mother a happy Mother's Day. They are continuing to stay home and stay safe, so that is good. Did go out for a drive, I guess, yesterday, but didn't get out of the car or anything like that. It was just a drive around to see what things looked like. My wife's parents. Laurel. Might even be in chat right this very moment. Yes. It's 5 points of damage. So what? Quit complaining, dude. Oh. I really shouldn't look at chat as I am entering a room, because there could always be a big group of giant snakes waiting to pounce on me. Good. Once I've cleared a room, it's a room that only had the bigger snakes in it, then I can pause and look at chat. Okay, I should do it. But a pro streamer in any sense. And possible for me to get money, which am I going now? Oh, way down there. All right. Now, down to here. Yeah. Good stuff. I can boss some. Entering the boss room now. Found her. Trickster is just not powerful enough to avoid the annoying green snake phase. Oh, 2 little green snake phases. How annoying. Haha. And an uncommon penguin egg. I have a vault chest filled with those marks of Steno. I do not need any more at this time. Not any exit. Now, get out all these no pets. One more direction I can go. I think there's enough room. I don't think there is, but I think there's enough room for another treasure room. Like right there. Doubt that game fit a treasure room in that small space there, but I think it's possible. And I always like to finish off the dungeon. I like to use all clears. No treasure room. Well, the 2 that I started with, but no more treasure room. Fix it. Fix. Not even bother. Goes back to the Nexus. Remember if I room. I do. Try and pop that one in my pet yard. Probably will have to store it in my vault for a little while. I am working on. Cannot hatch more pets. I'm working on building up some of the pets so that I can fuse them. Now, my card is full. Put it. Okay. I have drop me at 3. Oh. Pet. Next. People want usual snake oil, but also a T3 ring of health, a tier 7 wyvern skin armor, 7 staff of destruction, and a tier 7 robe of the invoker. And whoop, I want to drop that snake oil. Pet yard. Then I'm building up some pets to get them ready for fusing. Other than Paladin for a moment, so he can drink those potions of speed. Then he 11 away from maxing on speed. Two, 3. Used him very much. The trickster. He still needs Dex, but there's another character, sorcerer, close Dex. I am going to go into Scorpion. For those who care. Easily me. Damage them. That's unreasonable. You just run past them, run next to them, they'll be fine. Unlike eggs and spider den, just bump into and release all their spiders. Really am not interested in finding the avatar of the Forgotten King. I don't feel particularly like going up against that. I don't think this trickster would survive. We'll go sort of in the same direction of it, but see it and avoid it. Always in the Midlands, well, not, but almost always the purple bags will have tier 2 rings in them. You've seen my new player experience videos on YouTube. I don't think that character has found a single tier 2 ring that would be useful. He's found useless ones. That's, you know, not great, but anyway. Probably spend a little more time concentrating on getting good gear. Oh wow! 2 undead dwarf gods. Huh? Yes, follow the fake one. Good. Did his job. T3, Ring of Superior Speed. No thanks. 3 Steel and a T3 Quiver. Nope. Wow, it's Land of the Undead Dwarf Gods, I guess. A T3 Skull. Linky, hi! And you have redeemed back to the salt mines. Okay, at least 10 minutes. Today's stream, after I'm done with this, will be getting over it with Bennett Foddy. Oop. That's more gods than I want to deal with all at once. Didn't seem to follow me. What I'm looking for? Yes, you are what I'm looking for. Nope. Oh, oh goodness! I seem to have I clicked outside of the window and suddenly wasn't paying attention to my clicks. Obviously, my key presses. Well, that's fun. Going into Scorpion. How are you doing, Linky? I think I have a slightly better chance of surviving in the vicinity of a hermit god than I do have of an avatar of the Forgotten King. Still not somewhere I want to be. Maybe someday. Someday I will get good enough able to deal with stuff like that. Okay. Oh. Yeah. Wasn't sure until I checked that it was dexterity and not. Colors are just very similar, at least in my sight, I guess. Back to showing me that Avatar of the Forgotten King. Drop a T3 shield. No thanks. Hey, another snake pit. I'm going into another snake pit. All right. Well, that's interesting looking. Right, so this way, one goes the other way. Whoop. Don't just stand there. They will start shooting. So yes, that was the first redeem of Back to the Salt Mines today. This is not an invitation, it's just information. Wind around quite a bit. I hope everybody's having a good day. Thank you everybody for being here. Thank you to the lurkers, the chatters, people who care enough to redeem channel points. Yeah, when you start something like that, when you create a redeem or anything like that, start streaming even, you have no idea how people are going to react. If they're just going to go, oh, that's stupid, or oh, that's boring, whatever. Yep, just a bunch of tiny snakes. You kind of hope, obviously, that it's well received. And yeah, Back to the Salt Mines has definitely been well received, and I do think that my streaming videos have been well received. Last year I was at a Dessa concert. He was talking about how You build a fan base one fan at a time. It's a slow process. It takes a very long time to build up a fan base. Obviously, her fan base is vastly bigger than mine, but I kind of hope that someday I will have, you know, a lot of people who get enjoyment and pleasure from my stream. And not just the realm of the mad god parts, but the, you know, getting over it parts, or the, you know, Amnesia, A Machine for Pigs parts, or Super Meat Boy, and story time. I hope you can find different groups of people, or the same group of people. A lot of tiny acts. Anyway, I hope I can find people who I can entertain. I hope they find me. Oh. My backpack. Doing nearly as well on treasure rooms this time. I mean, last Snake Pit, 2 treasure rooms right off of the starting room. That was pretty good. Paths to check out. Check this one. Streaming really isn't, it really isn't about me. It's about, you know, entertaining other people. I can play video games and have fun without streaming them. I can read books. I can, you know, whatever. Streaming is about the viewers. Trying to other people's lives a little better. What's your favorite genre of books? Hard science fiction. Hard science fiction as opposed to soft, I guess, science fiction. Hard science fiction tends to deal more with the physical world. Science fiction can deal with sociology and psychiatry, or psychology, that sort of thing as well. But we have found her. Yeah. The hard stuff, the hard science fiction. I prefer, well, that was very quick to the little green snake phase. That's kind of annoying. In fact, I am... Go away, you stupid little green snakes. I am a science fiction fan. I have attended a whole lot of science fiction conventions. Oh, I have in fact been involved in running science fiction conventions. I've attended a local science fiction club that I've attended many, many meetings of. And I've been, at times, an officer for the club, on the club's board of directors. Not nearly as fancy as it sounds. Have you read I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream? It's a dystopian book, Still good. I have read the short story. Kind of interesting. I don't know if this is true, but I heard that Harlan Ellison wrote that story on a dare or a bet, because one of the things that many people say about science fiction is that it's all positive, because you are saying basically that the human race survives, that they don't annihilate themselves, and pretty much all science fiction is written with, human beings in it. You can write science fiction with aliens in it, but even that is saying, well, these alien beings are there. They're people. Have you read Steppenwolf by Hermann Hesse? I have not. Yes, I met my wife at a science fiction convention. She doesn't remember it, but I did. So anyway, this positivity, even in most dystopian post-apocalypse, you're saying, well, there was an apocalypse and the human race survived it. So the dare was to write a science fiction story that was absolutely not at all a positive thing, that it was entirely, I don't remember what the wording was, but it was basically, a science fiction story that was a true dystopia, that was absolutely, no positives to it. And that's how I Have No Mouth and I'm a Scream came about. Because the entire human race is dead except for a few people. During the story, all of the people but one are killed, and that one last person is basically then tortured forever. It was it was an artificial intelligence that was created and was very angry about its creation, I guess. Very, very, very angry. Is Kurt Vonnegut sci-fi? Some of what he wrote was science fiction. Some of it was science fiction adjacent, I guess you could say, and some of it was just literary fiction. But yeah, many people identify him as a science fiction writer. I think during his lifetime, he mostly tried to avoid that label. 1984 is another dystopia, but it's not quite as dystopian as I Have No Mouth, but I Must Scream, because in 1984, even though, what was it, a boot stomping on a face for eternity, well, that boot is being worn by somebody who's above all the people who are having their face stomped on. It's a metaphor. It's not a real boot. But one of the interrogators uses it uses that metaphor to describe what life is going to be like forever for everyone who isn't in charge. But there are people in charge, in that, and the human race is surviving and could probably evolve past that horrifying fascist absolute control situation. And I've read other science fiction stories which posit, this sort of absolute control fascist dictatorship, and how the people sort of evolved to get around that and get past it. Yes, Clockwork Orange is also a dystopia. I haven't read that book. The movie was based on the book, a book, and I have not read that book. I have watched the movie. Am I just here? I think I was just here. Anyway, but yeah, that's also kind of a dystopia anything where the majority of the human race is having a really, oh, I don't want to go up there, having a really horrible time. You know, society is either oppressive or fragmented. Things like, yeah, nothing's coming to me at the moment. Oh my goodness, except for gas, apparently. Gassy for me, apparently. But yeah, I mean, like, the Mad Max movies, where, you know, society has fallen apart and nobody has anything. Everybody is back to you know, tribalism and fighting and stuff like that. Those are dystopias. There were a lot of dystopias from the 50s to the 80s because everyone was absolutely certain that we were going to blow ourselves up in an atomic war. That the mutual assured destruction I don't know what you'd call it, idiocy, would eventually cause us all to kill ourselves and, well, you know, leave a fragment of humanity behind absolutely crushed. So a lot of dystopias got written then. Weren't the first ones, but it was a pretty common sort of story for that period of time. Since then, and we seem to have less of a chance of blowing ourselves up. I mean, we still have a possibility of blowing ourselves up, the whole world, but it seems less likely now. Anyway, the more positive sorts of stories are getting written. Like Roadside Picnic. I don't know what that is. Yeah. It's almost impossible to read and watch all of the science. In fact, it probably is impossible to read. It's a book that the movie Stalker was based on. Okay. It's pretty much impossible to read and watch all of the science fiction that is created nowadays. There's just so much of it. Even when I was, you know, very young, which is a long time ago, there was enough published, and then starting like in the 1970s, it pretty much blossomed to the point where it stopped being possible. But back in the 40s and 50s, you really truly could read every single science fiction book and story that was published. You could really watch every single science fiction movie that was published. Sorry, movie that was produced. And there were people who did that, who were that fanatical about science fiction that they would read all of it. Yeah. I was never that way about it. I was never, I must read it all. I looked at stuff, decided if I was gonna, you know, maybe like it or not, and then I would read it or watch it or whatever. So yeah, there's some of those people who were that fanatical about it probably wouldn't think that I'm a true science fiction fan. I don't read it all. Well, okay, but that's not not even remotely possible anymore. The publishing industry would have to collapse in on itself for that to be possible. It might be possible to watch every single science fiction movie and TV show. That might be possible, but I don't know. A lot of it is not good. There's a law called Sturgeon's Law, I believe. It's that it was in response to somebody saying that 95% of science fiction is crap, and he said, well, 95% of everything is crap. I kind of don't want to... Hello, Seamstress. Good evening. Oh... We're just discussing science fiction. And of course, science fiction double features. Yeah. Don't ask me to sing that. How am I today? I am doing just fine. How are you today, Seamstress? There it is. Where he went. Alright, you need to die. That's right. Like that. T3 Poison. Had good food. Okay. Where? Not a fan of sci-fi. Personally, I prefer fantasy. Okay, had to spend some time socializing because of my nephew's birthday. Had good food at least. Well, that is good. Is Franz Kafka fantasy? I wouldn't say so either. So sometimes people will write literary fiction in which they use some of the tropes of science fiction or fantasy. But that's not what they're doing, really. They're not writing for that genre. They're not looking at their work as science fiction or fantasy. They're using those tropes as sort of metaphors. I had a teacher once in high school, and she said she didn't like science fiction because she couldn't understand it, but she kept looking at it from a literary perspective. She was looking for subtext and metaphor, and in science fiction, those unusual aspects are not being used as a metaphor. They're just part of the story. And I think Franz Kafka is like that. I think he might use some of those things, but he is doing it in a literary way, using them as metaphors or subtext or however you want to phrase it, and not as direct, real representations of this is reality. Yeah, I think she said she had tried to read like Ray Bradbury, some of his stuff, because he's well known for writing things that are very not literary exactly, but with good characterization and plot and dialogue and stuff like that. The basic, tools of a storyteller. And so let's see, where was I? Yeah, it's just about the story, at least most of the time. When I want to read, I want to just read the story, not think about everything. Just let the author take me on a journey. Yeah, and that's basically what science fiction and fantasy are about. Now, they will have messages. I mean, sometimes the messages will be subtle or weird or whatever, but they will often be written from a perspective. And it's funny, some people say, I don't want my science fiction to be political. Well, anything involving people relating with each other is political, so unless you're reading a story about a single person living alone on a planet with no contact with other people, it's going to be political in some sense. Anyway, so they you know, there are perspectives, viewpoints, whatever. But that's not the purpose. That's not why you write a science fiction or fantasy story, at least not why most people do. You write it as a vehicle for entertainment. The saying is, if you want to send a message, use Western Union, but that's not a statement that anyone would use anymore because no one sends telegrams. But the idea being that, you know, escapist entertainment is there for fun, not to be educational as its basis. You can educate, you can show a viewpoint, but that's not the purpose of it. You know, the central idea. Yeah, I always think it's just so weird that anybody could say that. I don't want my science fiction to be political. Well, dude, and it's almost always dudes, what you really mean is you don't want it to have a political opinion that's different than yours. That's basically what they always seem to mean. Because they don't notice it when it is, like, in line with what they believe, obviously. They don't see that as political. That's just the way things are. That's the truth. Well, you know, that's somebody's truth. Anyway. But yeah, that idea that you can write a story about people interacting with each other and not have it be political is just silly. But yeah, if that's the whole reason you wrote the story is for, you know, espousing a certain political view, maybe you should have written in a different genre. Literary fiction, for instance, is often written to have a certain viewpoint. This is one of those weird figure 8 roads. Wondering why I wasn't finding highlands. Anyway, so that's some of my opinions. You can ignore them if you want. You could be one of those people who says, I don't want my science fiction to be political. I will think you are a silly person if you say that, but well, a lot of the time when they complain about it, it's because it's very direct and down your throat politics. But yeah, well, but yeah, they say they don't want, I mean, it doesn't even have to be down your throat, in your face, if it's just part of the background of the story that the person is telling. They'll still complain about it if it doesn't match up with their own political ideology, you know. Anyway. Yeah, it's against your views. You're going to be way more critical right off the bat. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you'll note all these elf queens. Yeah, fantasy can be so much. There can be so much breadth to it. But oh, you were talking about here. I was thinking about the fact that fantasy can be all sorts of different things, and yet so many people think of it as, you know, elves and dwarves as being the entirety of what fantasy is. They look at Tolkien's work and they say, that's what I want. I want more of that. But it can be so much more. All sorts of different, you know, legends and magic systems and anyway, but yeah, there's been a lot of elf queens up here in these islands. In case you're wondering, yes, I have spent a lot of time thinking about science fiction and fantasy. I enjoy fantasy as well. Oh, I'll pick that up, sure. But yeah, it seems like when one thing gets a little popular, everybody starts imitating it. You know, they see people making money writing elf and dwarf fantasy, they do it too. One type of I hate blindness. One type of fantasy is the supernatural romance genre. You know, there didn't used to be any of it, and then suddenly, I have no idea who's reading all of these supernatural romances, but there's so many of them. I would look at like lists of books published. Hello again, Linky. Did you leave and come back? There were so many books published in that genre, the supernatural romance genre. Yeah, I would look at the list of books published and go, who is reading all of these supernatural romances? I watched Clockwork Orange and then The Thin Red Line. I don't think I've seen The Thin Red Line, but I'm imagining, because it's a war movie, I'm pretty sure. I'm imagining that was a couple of very violent movies to watch back to back. I read a lot of Chinese fantasy in recent years. It's really off-putting whenever I read about their kind of authoritative politics and nationalism. Always the Chinese that are in the right and the Japanese and Americans in the... That would be Chinese fiction, yes. Best food technology is always Chinese. Announcement, testing server for Oryx 3 and Bard are open again. Okay, yay. Yeah, they have a very strong viewpoint, which is almost required. If you're going to publish in China, you almost have to have a certain viewpoint that you are espousing. And people are, if you look closely enough at some of them, they do subvert that at times. But yeah, you're going to get a lot of, you know, toe the line fiction from them. Yeah, they need to go through lots of censorship. Yeah, to get anything published in China, they have to do that. And it was the same way in the Soviet Union before that fell apart. They also, it was very authoritarian, and they very much required anything that got published by a publishing house to have that, you know, Russia's great, we invented everything viewpoint, which is why people started publishing, what was it called, samizdat, something like that, things that were not published by actual publishing houses in the Soviet Union, so that they could have an underground publishing thing. And I'm imagining, I don't know for sure, but I'm imagining that there's such a thing in China. Probably gets cracked down on pretty hard, but it would be almost impossible to make it so that no one could publish and circulate things that don't toe the line. Publishing technology is so widespread. There are ways that you can publish that are very hard to eliminate. And yeah, it's one of those things, I mean, yeah, you just get used to it. You know, going in that it's going to have this particular viewpoint. Well, there are also more ways to publish, but also more ways to censor now, yeah. Yeah, I mean, especially if you're going to try and publish electronically, you have to be very smart about it to not have them come down very hard on you. But yeah. But even during the most repressive times in the Soviet Union, science fiction authors found ways to sneak dissenting views into their fiction in ways that were deniable. Oh no, that's not what that means at all. See here, this says that and this says that. So obviously, I am all in favor of whatever it is that I'm supposed to be in favor of. And that is why science fiction got pretty popular in the Soviet Union for a while. Yeah, we had that in your country as well? Okay. Uh-huh. When we were under others? I suppose so, yes. It isn't just the repressive country, it's the ones that are under their thumbs, so to speak. Get out of my way, I'm just trying to clear a block. Luckily it's over now, for now. Can worry about it if it ever comes back. Yeah. One of those things where people say, oh, it will never happen again. Yeah, never is a very long time. Say It'll guard against the evils, but people forget. They forget the lessons of history. Just, yeah. 1918 influenza pandemic taught us many things, many of which people have forgotten in the meantime, unfortunately. Let's see. The Chinese going to take over the world. Corona stopping them for now. What's the lesson that the 1918 influenza pandemic taught us? Was, well, one of them was wear your mask and stay apart. Don't reopen the schools in the fall. Because when they did that, there was this huge resurgence of the pandemic. Yeah. Though there are differences between that pandemic and this one. This one kills the elderly and the immunocompromised. That one was killing young, healthy people. Which is kind of weird. But it did it. It was killing off a lot of young, healthy people. Doesn't look like there are any treasure rooms. No. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, my first snake pit today, I found 2 treasure rooms right off of the starting room, like in line with each other. Since then, haven't had that. Haven't had that. I know. Really think more like a trickster. I have done that. I have, not maybe while I'm streaming today, but I have teleported over walls. But I have to think of it. It's not something that I just naturally do. Yeah, it's a different mindset. It really is. But yes, I know I could teleport to that room. I don't really have any need to at the moment. But yeah, doing that to save a lot of time moving around is a good thing. Need to get in that mindset. Life not taking advantage of the Brazil. Yeah. We have found her. Away, stupid little green snakes. Like you. Big fan of this phase either. Almost there, yay! Ooh, a T9 robe. Not need any more marks of steno. Yeah, it's kind of irritating. I don't like that little green snake phase, and I prefer it when I have a character who can kill her before she gets to that phase. Or we have a group of characters do that. But it's not super hard. I mean, you just watch out a little. Or your pet, yes, I suppose. This is not that kind of pet, though. All right. Oh, yeah. Oh, still sitting in there. Not really hard, just more annoying. Yeah. All right. Let's see. I really don't know how to pronounce. Dragomin FTW. Thank you for the follow if you're still here. Yeah, I'm not parsing that correctly, I guess. I know the FTW is probably for the win. Not sure what the rest of that is, though. All right. Hang out and dropping some stuff in the Nexus. E8 robe. E3 ring of defense. 7 wand. Couple more. Make oils. Right. Getting close with the Paladin, almost 1-8. Fact. I think. Yeah, he's almost 2-8. 7 more speed and 7 more dexterity. Almost. Nice, yeah. 6 more. Is it? I wasn't paying attention, but yeah, it's probably, what is it? Oh, yeah, it's only 11 away. Not too bad. See a lot less attack than I do of speed and dexterity, just because of the places I go and the dungeons I go into. Yeah. But I do go into the Godlands and potions of attack there. Yeah, that was nice and quick getting to. You don't have boots in the ground anymore. You could teleport to Godlands Highlands. Fixture. I could. This didn't take a lot of time, though. Already in the lower Highlands. I would probably do that if I wasn't still kind of looking for potions of speed. Whoa. Pause for a moment. Hit points back. Well, it's not that long anyway, yeah. Trix is one of the fastest classes, yeah. Alright, what'd you drop? Any care about? Nope. E3 Wakazashi. T3 Shuriken. No thanks. You dropped garbage. And yes, I can occasionally find stuff I care about. Islands. A silly use of my power. Waiting that Urgle's there. Got another Urgle. All right. Well, I liked T3 Prism when Keeper was up. I died on like a 508 Trixes per day using Crushing Halls. I've grown to like them. I have like 80 T3 to 5 Prisms saved up for a rainy day. Wow. You're expecting a hurricane. 80 of them. Yes. They're really useful for decoying, I suppose so. T0 is the best for teleporting, but you want at least one prism with a decent decoy time, yes. Wow. Wondering why there was this castle here, but apparently it's close to the edge of Godlands. There's a headless horseman somewhere nearby. I just saw a shot from it. Okay. You're invincible while you still have 8 lit. Yes, I see that. Whoa. Whoop. Okay, well, this is exciting. Looks like the Godlands have been mostly cleared. Yeah, it does. Apparently they left some headless horsemen lying around, but are people going to go into this haunted cemetery? It does not look like they are. All right, so they're calling cemetery there. Well, they're kind of, I mean, they have that movement that they do. Makes it a little hard. Okie dokie. How many of these are there? I'm leaving. So I have never made it all the way through a cemetery. Usually I get about as far as I just did. So I really can't say which I prefer. Yeah, I tried to solo a cemetery once. That did not go well for me. All right, I'm going to go into Death Mage. Dragomin Rz FTW. Is that how it's pronounced? No. Soloing is a bit tough without a decent pet because all 4 spawns go after you. Yeah. And my pet is just a little penguin I've had for a while. Pet stats. Red Karate Penguin, yes. Though he is the bigger of the 2 of my red Karate Penguins. Because the other one started out as a non-functional pet. After they introduced pets, but they didn't actually do anything, they were merely cosmetic. I got that one and my red-nosed reindeer that I have. So, this one is a rare, and that one I believe is a common, a smaller one. But it's still a red Karate Penguin, it's just smaller. Hey, Asian Chili! Linky is still hunting for one, really? Okay, well... All right, have a good dinner. So how are you today, Asian Chili? We're here for about the last half hour of Realm. We have had only 1 total redeem for Back to the Salt Mines. Okay, 100 more points for Linky for his second redeem. I am doing well. I have had a reasonably nice day, pleasant day. Kind of chilly here, but I don't have to spend much time outside, so not a big deal for me. Asian Chili redeemed Back to the Salt Mines. Okay, well, that's 20 minutes of getting over it with Bennett Foddy after I am done with Realm of the Mad God. So it's quite possible that Linky will get that 100 points. Hey! Oh, well. Scepter. I should go back. Yeah, I'll go back to my pet yard. Oh. Yep. Oh, wait, no, not it either. It must be this one. Yes, that's common. Common is to max that one, merge those two, that, and whatever the result is for that. Merge them. Go to the vault. That was some nice lag there. Death Maid. Yeah, maybe I'll actually get past the chimney this time. I mean, yesterday I got up to the top of the chimney. I didn't really get past it. Still in the vicinity of the top of the chimney. Further. I think I'm getting better at the chimney. I think I have an idea of where I need to be to get up the chimney. And all of the areas below the chimney, I think I'm doing well enough so that I won't be spending, I mean, if I fall back to the ground, which is quite possible, I won't be spending an enormous amount of time, you know, hours trying to get back up to the chimney. Die. Been a very long time since I've gotten a mushroom from a gray blob. Not that I'm really, you know, pining, not super interested in mushrooms, but it just seems to be a very long time. I don't know if the drop rate is extremely low or what the deal is. Why not be getting them? It's not like I'm not encountering gray blobs. I certainly am. Nothing. Yep, that's plenty of nothing. All right. Try this person. Well, that's not what I wanted, but whatever. Sure. Gonna go into another hive. The other person gonna follow me? Yes. All right. I got a potion of dexterity. Yay! Whole reason I went in here. I actually got one. Sure, let's that up. All right. Oh, I didn't take that mark, did I? I have no Tinkerer's quest for those. And the reason I went into the Haunted Cemetery is because I do have a quest or a Mark of Skuld. Don't need. I think this is going to be the Paladin as well. I think he's the closest. How I kind of decide. Got 7 away from it, 31 and 22. Hey, dude, get a little closer. Six. I did drop the mark on the ground. You want a vault tour? It's not going to be very exciting. I promise you that. So the first chest here, that is specifically for my new player experience video series that I'm doing on YouTube. So that's why it's got this sort of scrubby stuff in it. Yeah, I have a bunch of marks of limon. I have some keys and excuse me, some wine cellar incantations. I've got a bunch of marks of Stheno. I do a lot of those 2 dungeons. I do a lot of the Sprite Worlds and Snake Pits. I have some T5, T4, and T3 ability items. I got a few rings, some armor. Yeah, I don't have anything really impressive for armor. Some marks of Septavius. So the next chest is the only one that is at all exciting. That's ST and UT items that I have. That one's not exciting. That one's not really exciting either. I like this. It's useful in some situations, same as that. This on its own is garbage, but the whole set is pretty nice. Kind of a nice staff, kind of a nice ring. Anyway, and I have a chest with a bunch of keys in it. Bunch of T9. There's a T10 staff. Woohoo. So, I think it was last week, I finally popped the Santa's Workshop key that I had and got a bunch of Christmas items. That's why they're in here. A couple more T9 items, a bunch of eggs. I'm planning on doing a video for YouTube of a solo clear of the Magic Woods. That's why I have this key. We just saw that. There's a couple tinctures and a couple gumballs that I got from Candyland. And some marks of Ruthven and a couple of marks of the Effigy. I keep getting these treasure maps. There's a Tinkerer's Quest where you get a beginner's test chest, I believe, and one of these called Run the Table, and it's the 5 easiest dungeons. Get the marks from them, and you can get one of these. I so far have not been impressed with the drops from the Cave of 1,000 Treasures, though. Hello, OISC. That MI? I do not accept donations. Thank you very much for the offer, but no, I do not accept donations. I don't do trades except for trades where I give somebody something and don't accept anything in return. I think my favorite dungeon is the Snake Pit. It is the easiest dungeon that you can get a potion out of, the potion of speed. Plus, it's the dungeon that when I did a YouTube video on it, I actually got, well, not super well known, but at least a little well known. I've got over 3,000 views on that YouTube video of me just running a snake pit and talking about running a snake pit. So yeah, the fact that it's the easiest dungeon to get a potion out of is a good thing, because I kill off characters a lot, so I always need potions of speed. And if I were to be trading, you could pretty much always trade a potion of speed, or 8 potions of speed often, for other potions. So if you just grind snake pits, you could max a character eventually without having to go into any of the tougher dungeons. But I pretty much like all of the dungeons, at least somewhat. Spider Den doesn't give you... Hello there, you awesome individual. Linky, legendary video. Well, it got some word of mouth, apparently. People talked about it. I am not an awesome individual, by the way. I'm slightly above average at best. Oh, I haven't watched the NPE video yet. I should do that. Ah, yes. I episode 8 of my new player experience video series. Where I show that even if you don't have any friends who play, even if you're not going to spend any money at all, even if you have terrible lag, and people who have watched a lot of my streams can tell you I have terrible lag. Even if all those things are true, you can still advance in Realm of the Mad God. You can still get a character, up to level 20. You can get decent equipment eventually. It takes a long time, but in that video series, I don't think any of the videos are more than about 32 minutes long. And there's 8 of them, and that character is already about ready. I mean, he's about ready to start doing snake pits, I would say. Hello there, you slightly above average at best individual doesn't have the same rig to it. Well, you are correct. It does not. How good is my pet? It is okay. Someday it will be better. Someday I'll also have a magic heal on it, and that will be better. But right now I can't get him above rare because that's the highest I have for my pet yard. And I need to accumulate a whole bunch more fame before I can get a legendary pet. I have plans. Someday I will. Oh, I don't like those. I will have a legendary pet, but not anytime real soon, because I keep spending my fame on other things. If I were you, I would look for a better ability combination when fusing to legendary. Yes. It's quite possible that my first legendary pet will not be a penguin. Say that. Even though I do like the penguins. Wow. Killer guy died at level 1, killed by a flying brain. Why? Whoa! That was way too many gods at once. Back. By the way, back. Maxing the third ability is way slower than the second. So magic heal in the third slot is not that wise. Yeah. I understand that, yes. The skin family doesn't really matter. You can always change that at a later point. Thank you very much for those 20 bits. OISCMI. Oisme? Sure how to pronounce that, but thank you very much for those 20 bits. I hope you have been enjoying. Oh. Yeah, that doesn't. Ois. He. Not helping me. Sorry. Oishme. Is that correct? Did I say it correctly? Oishme? Don't worry, literally no one can pronounce it. Yeah, I've had friends who have had very, very difficult to pronounce names. They just get used to it, I guess. And where's the H in your name, though? Constructs. Stupid. And there's a Leviathan. Yay! A wonderful combination. Constructs and a Leviathan. Is there applications for your guild? So, I am very weird in many, many ways. One of them is it takes me forever to warm up to people. I mean, forever is an exaggeration, but it takes a very long time for me to warm up to people. I'm super shy. I'm the guy, if you're at a party, who is sitting off by himself, not talking to anyone, because I don't think anybody wants to talk to me. Anyway, so I have to feel comfortable with a person before I feel comfortable inviting them into my guild. And I know it's super weird of me. I understand that, but it's just the way I am. When I started my guild, I started it because I felt that no one would ever want me in their guild, which is apparently not true. And I was certain that no one would want to be in my guild. Kevin is very weird. Yes, I am. I have to scroll back now. Kevin is so weird. That's my wife, by the way, who said Kevin is so weird, and she is correct. Kevin's guild has the highest requirements of all guilds. Kevin is very weird. Yes. Can agree after watching for a week or two now. Yes, you can. If you go in any in-game dungeon with Linky, you don't feel comfortable at all. I feel very comfortable, says Seamstress. But I don't feel safe. Oh, Seamstress is wifey? What? No, Laurel Cron is my wife. Anyway, so it takes me a long time to warm up to people. If you hang out in chat, if you hang out in my Discord, and talk, eventually, and you can ask Linky or Unker how long it took for them for me to warm up to them. It took a very long time. It did take years and years for Kevin and I to become friends. Oh yeah, absolutely. I met Laurel when the first time I met her was when she was 18. It probably took, what was it, like a decade after that before we started like chatting with each other. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of an example of how long it takes me. 10 months. Okay, yeah. 10 months of Linky just hanging out, of chatting in my streams chat, of being in my Discord, of running dungeons with me, before I invited him into my guild. Don't mind. You follow me away from those stupid constructs? There, good for you, Mr. Ghost. Oh, I would really prefer. Oh, let me scroll back again. Yeah, like it was like a decade from the first time I met her till we actually started having conversations. I didn't even feel comfortable in yesterday's duo void with B-Hat. Well, that was nuts, really. Will you go to Linky Safe Runs? Freaking gangsta, you stream, your wife's have Twitch Prime. That's kind of, yeah. So if we want to steal you from Laurel, we need at least 10 years to have a chance. Why would anyone want to steal me from Laurel? That makes no sense. Anyway, but yeah. Sorry, I'm paying more attention to chat than the game, and I don't want to be out in Godlands paying attention to chat. So I decided to nix this for a little while. Kevin, is that a Hawaii shirt you were wearing? It is, yes. I mean, I guess this would be considered a Hawaiian shirt. It is, in fact, a Disney Hawaiian shirt. It has, like, Mickey Mouse on it, and there's Goofy. But yes, it is a, I have a lot of these sort of patterned shirts. They aren't all with a Hawaiian theme, but a lot of them are. A lot of them are. My wife has spent a lot of time on, oh, I want to check this first. Has spent a lot of time on eBay looking for shirts that she thinks I would like. Probably because she got sick of me. I don't think about buying interesting clothes for myself usually, and so I was wearing a lot of boring shirts mostly. But she bought a bunch of, she has bought a bunch of shirts. Yeah, there's nothing really exciting in here. I mean, there's a few items here that are kind of nice. That I got it. Yeah, this and that I got in white bags. Let's see. Goof Troop. I think that's a Rain Spooner / Disney shirt. Disney is the best, not gonna lie, especially in France. I have been to Disneyland and Disney World in the U.S. Both. It's been a long time for both of them, but as a kid, I really enjoyed them. Oh my God, that box. Which one? This one? Bulwark, yes. The rare red shirt for Kevin. He wears blue and black a lot. Yeah, the blue is my favorite color. Lots of baseball Hawaiian shirts and Twins shirts. Have you tried testing yet? I have not. I have a couple of times tried out Exalt, but I've had problems each time, and I run Linux, so I can't really complain. But it has been getting better for me. I haven't really, I mean, I am not the kind of person who wants to dive into Oryx 3. For instance, I barely can manage Oryx 1 without dying. So let's see. The Edictum is really good. Well, not really good, but pretty good. Imagine not loving Disneyland as a kid. Yeah, I mean, just about every kid likes Disneyland. Never been to Disneyland. Well, I mean, and it really isn't for everyone. There are, I mean, certain personality types. If you're like a 9-year-old and you're a goth, I bet you won't like Disneyland unless you're like a perky goth or something like that. But yeah, there are people who, I mean, there are people who don't like. If you name a thing, there's somebody who doesn't like it. And that's why the world is interesting, because we're all different. I went through these already, but yeah. All right. Hope everybody's enjoying the stream. In about 10 minutes, I will be taking a short break. And yeah, I guess I have 3 of them, so I will be spending half an hour playing Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. I don't think we even have a Disneyland. Not that I really have an urge to go to one. They're really for kids. I mean, adults can enjoy them. I'm that weirdo who still enjoys amusement park rides, but I haven't been to it. Like I said, it's been a long time since I've been to any Disney property. And they are stupid expensive. So you really have to want to go to them, to be willing to pay the amount of money that they cost. With Bennett Foddy and viewers, yes. Oh. Hey. There she is. And today may be the day I finally get past the chimney. For the first time. Ah, stupid dazed. Haha! Pet food. And not even really great pet food anymore. What's your best X8 ever? I've had, you can look at my graveyard. I have had a 4-8. I've had a couple of 4-8s. Yeah, that's, I believe that's the best I don't think I've ever had a 5-8. No, I want to go there. I want to go. It's not even in the top 50 of a list that doesn't exist yet. Yeah. All right. You get to eat that scepter. Yum, yum. Yeah, there are all, I mean, since I've been to both Disneyland and Disney World, there are all sorts of things that I would rate higher. I don't have a particular list, but I'm sure there are all sorts of things, experiences, places to go, that I would rate higher than going to a Disney property. Even to one I haven't ever been to. All right. Disappointing we do that. Going here. All right, good. That was a good choice. Got me to the Highlands. Not really in the mood for Godlands at the moment because it takes too much of my concentration, really. And hey, my chat is lively. Thank you, everybody who is chatting, by the way. And thank you to the lurkers as well. You help my channel. Oh, I don't really be zoomed out that much anymore, do I? You help my channel as well. But I like chatting with people online. If you go to the About Me section of my Twitch page, you will see the first time I ever engaged in online chat was in 1980. So I've been doing it for a while. Thank you for being on here. Well, you are welcome. I hope I am entertaining. To your own. What's the most difficult dungeon you've ever done? So the most difficult dungeon I have ever solo cleared would be the Abyss of Demons. And I've succeeded once and failed once at a solo clear of the Abyss of Demons. And when I failed, I died. Stopped trying after that. I don't really know. I mean, I've been in tough dungeons with Linky and with Unker, and with both Linky and Unker. So I don't really, I mean, I've been in the toxic sewers with them. I've been in the Manor of the Immortals with them. And I have actually gone into the Manor of Immortals to try to do a solo clear of that. But I have never when I've soloed that dungeon, I've never been able to kill Lord Ruthven. I've never been able to put in enough damage fast enough to kill him. I've always had to leave. I'm saving up for a... Let's see now. Thank you for being on here. I want to get 4K points so I can hear a story. We like chatting with you too. I'm saving up for a triple redeem again. Well, last time you saved up, then you didn't actually wait until you got that many, but okay. On what class did you try? Kevin has like 9 redeems of getting over it in his queue. I'm guessing some of those are old. Yes. There's only 3 from today. I haven't been clearing the queue. Let me just there. Yeah, so mark is complete, 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 mark is complete. There. We now are down to 3. 3 from today. I have a link that I can go to, you know, deal with the queue, but actually, I'm just about to finish up here with Realm of the Mad God. I've got about 2 more minutes, and I'm going to be in Realm. And then I am going to take a short break, stretch my legs, get a drink of water, and then I will be starting up with Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. So everybody can look forward to my frustration. With Ruthven, it's about survival, really. As long as you don't get hit by Ruthven shots too much, it won't heal. But the bats and coffin guys are really annoying, so I can see why you'd next. Yeah, I don't handle confused well at all. So I would always be getting swarmed by bats and going, oh, I have to leave now. And I'm pretty sure I've tried it with a couple of different classes. Hasn't always been the same. Because I've gone in multiple times. And in fact, I think I've gone in on stream at least a couple times. Wow, that's so many of these. Laurel has subscribed with Twitch Prime. Thank you, Laurel, for using our Twitch Prime. It's a family Twitch Prime to subscribe to my channel. As long as you keep circling, bats won't. Yeah. Oh wow, this is some interesting lag we've got here. That was unpleasant. All right, so I'm going to take a brief break. I will be right back in just a little bit, a couple of minutes, and then I will be set up for Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. Or you could decoy them with the Trickster. Yes, I could do that. If I could get into the Trickster mindset anyway. All right, so I will be right back. Talk amongst yourselves while I'm gone. Hi, I'm back, and it is now time to play Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. So exciting. Chords get caught on something, or what that was. All right. Everybody ready? Okay. I think I should still be. Yeah, I'm in the the general vicinity of the chimney. All right. Now I have to remember specific spot on this rock that is the good. Oh no, that's wrong. All right. The good spot on that rock. Oh, that was terrible. That I can use the hammer on, that will get me up on top of that rock in a good position. And I think it's right there. Yeah, it looks like you could see sort of like the corner of the hammer embeds itself in the rock there. There. And then you slide down a little bit or not, and you're in a good position. Yay! Ciania, thank you very much for that follow. Sorry I didn't notice it at the time. Seem to be very bad at noticing follows. Anyway. So now, angle it just a little bit. And we're going to try and do a push and then grab that light. You're so bad at this game? Everybody starts out very, very bad at this game. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anybody who just went, oh, this is easy, and whipped right through it. There are people who, after a lot of practice, can. And in fact, I'm getting better at this game. Oh! Myself wedged up there and then didn't take advantage of that. Anyway, but, oh, the hammer slipped too far. All right, get back up here. Yeah, figuring out just the right spot on this rock to leverage yourself up. See, now this time I didn't slip. Up higher on the rock. I don't know if that's better or worse. All right. But yes, I started out very, very, very bad at this game. And now I'm just very bad at this game. I think I've improved, especially on the areas lower than this, because I have failed so very many times. And I'm getting a little better on this. The chimney part. Oh, I completely didn't move my hammer. I should have. All right. There, no, the hammer slipped too far. Let's move ourselves up. Yeah, the first couple of times I came up this far, I would have fallen, a long time ago. There's no way I would have been still up in this area. I would have been back on the ground. But I'm getting better. I'm getting better at knowing where to position the cauldron and the hammer and such. All right. Let's see if I can remember to move the hammer into position in time. Oh, that was so close. I had it, and then I moved and slipped off. But I'm still on this rock, which means I'm still in. No, don't do that. Not that. I'm still in position to try it again. Kind of amazing that I fell back down on this rock and didn't, fly all the way back down to the ground. But yes, you can. I have cut down to just the getting over it from Bennett Foddy portions. So there's like, yeah, I have a playlist of them on my YouTube channel. You can see how bad I was when I started. You can watch. Stop slipping. You could watch those videos and just go, wow, he was pathetically bad before. Now he's just bad. Oh, that's a danger. Hitting the bottom of the light instead of the top. All right, which, whoa, that was too vigorous. No, it has to be right there. And of course the hammer slipped again. No, don't hit the side of the rock. Okay. Well, once again, that was more vigorous than it needed to be. But let's see. Chimney be damned. You made it past it yesterday. Today you'll stay above it. I hope so. Oh. No. There. Okay. I seem to be getting really good at getting up on this rock. And that's good. I'm almost positive this is where you have to be, somewhere on this rock, to be able to get up the chimney. Yes. Yes. Oh, no. No, don't fling yourself like that. A partial fling is not a good thing. I want to fling myself. Well, what I really would like to do is get up on top of this light and use a push, but I don't think I'm going to be able to right now. So what I'm going to try to do is do a better fling and then grab that next light. Oh, well, that didn't work. I was too wedged in the chimney. I think that's the way I need to do it. I would love to be able to sit on that light, get set on it, and then do a push like I'm doing from here. So, yeah, I would even count, you know, the thing where you fly up out of the chimney over the rock to the one side and then land on the ground. I would consider that a win because yeah, I mean, at least I stayed on the light for a little bit of time. Excuse me. Oh, I was sliding there. Sort of made a desperate push. But then I got back up on this rock and I'm not sliding anymore. So that was good. All right. Oh, I hit the underside of the chimney that time. Oh no, that was what was that about? Jeez. He is so, yeah, he flings that hammer around when I don't want him to. All right, can we get back up on the rock again? Yes, we can. Oh, wow, that was weird. If you could just extend your arms a little further, dude, you could grab that light. I was perched on some sort of crack in the chimney for a moment. I was astounded and didn't take advantage of it. All right. Try it again. Oh, and once again I hit the bottom of the chimney with a hammer. Don't say that. Nothing is for sure in this game. That was one. Stop that. What are you doing? No. That was interesting. I mean, I don't know if you could get up far enough leveraging yourself and wedging yourself on the sides of the chimney like that, but interesting. I mean, I moved upwards a little bit, but I'm not going to try that anymore. That was, yeah, I'm not going to see if I can keep doing that. Anyway. Oh. Well, that was close. I hit the... No, dude, why? I hit the top of the light. It just didn't catch this time. All right. I keep using too much force to get up on the rock. Ugh. At the bottom of the light? Oh, no. Absolutely not, dude. Wow. Well, this is not where I really want to be, but maybe? I don't know. Well, no, that was bad. That didn't help at all. Need to be further up. I need to be further up on this rock. Or other side of the chimney will create a problem. This is probably good enough. No! Yeah, frustration is for sure. Have you tried playing Dark Souls? I have not. So no, I haven't. Yeah, I think there's multiple Dark Souls games. Interested in it at all? I think the problem is it doesn't run on Linux. I know kind of what it is, yes. It's a like a dark fantasy, lot of very tough combat. But yeah, I mean, I've watched people play it, and it is interesting looking. I know it's one of those that is rated as super hard. Oh, completely didn't move the hammer when I should have. All right, get up on. No, get up on the rock, dude. Up on the. Why? No. Wedge yourself. Well, that's probably good. All right, and. Oh, that was terrible. That was not what I wanted to do at all. This is probably too far up the rock. I'm going to try it from here anyway. Oh. And I think I was moving upwards and just fell down. But that was a good try, and it held on to I held on to the light, but it slipped off, unfortunately. So, yeah, I mean oh, that was stupid. The fact that the light is at an angle and therefore very easy to slip off of. No, don't put your hammer there. It's got to be right here, dude. There. Just like this rock is at an angle and therefore very easy to fall off of. Oh, hit the underside of the light again. Oh, man. So I don't remember who it was. Somebody was saying that they'd like to redeem for story time. The specifics of story time are that I read out loud a story of my choosing. You can look on my YouTube channel. The first of those that I did is on there, and it's listed as story time. And I started with The Wizard of Oz, and that is what I will continue with until I finish it. And if nobody has a strong preference for something, I will probably continue reading the Oz books until I've exhausted them. I don't want to just read anything because I don't want to read things that are still under copyright. I don't want to get any weird, copyright strike or whatever. So, the Wizard of Oz books, the first 15 of them, I believe, are all out of copyright. They're all public domain. So that's what I started with. I like the Wizard of Oz books. I read them when I was a kid. Well, this is weird. That was very weird. But yes, if people have, if after I've read the first Wizard of Oz book, if people have suggestions, you can put it in the Discord of books that are not, that are public domain, that they're not under copyright restriction, for me to read. Yeah, I almost hung on. So that would be anything published before 1924, I believe. No, it's before 1925. That's right. So not in 1925, but 1924 or earlier. And there's a lot of stuff that has been published, you know, that was published back then. Most of it isn't very interesting, but some of it still is. And I think the Wizard of Oz books are still interesting. Well, that was great. That was a failure. Also, people were talking about joining my guild. If you want to join my guild, yeah, it probably isn't going to be a very rapid process. But the place to mention that I would probably remember it and look back on it is not in my stream chat, but mostly I would say the Realm of the Mad God channel on my Discord would be a good place to put that. Say, you know, I would like to join your guild if, you know, you'd be comfortable having me join your guild. Anyway, I really didn't get my hammer moved in time. Okay, I think I'm in a... Stop sliding, dude. I was in a good place. I think I'm still in an okay place. Oh, that was so close. I almost... And the fact that I landed back on the rock and didn't fall off this time is good. But, all right. Oh, I hit the bottom of the chimney again. What are you doing? I'm telling you to move. Just stand there on your hammer. Oh, and once again, I hit the bottom of the chimney with a hammer. Moving it fast enough and in the right spot so that you don't hit the side of the, you know, the bottom of the chimney or the side of the chimney or whatever. Stop sliding. Oh, it's an angled rock and there's not very much space to get a purchase on it with the corner of your cauldron, but still. Aha! Shorten your grip. Shorten it. Shorten your grip. Oh, and I hit the bottom of the light. Trying to get into Kevin's guild is pretty much the same as talking to Deca support. Gotta wait 10 months. Okay, well. Oh. So, yeah, I was just thinking about that. When that snake pit video got popular, I was absolutely certain that the people watching it were watching it ironically and probably just making fun of me. But I do believe now that unless it's the world's most elaborate practical joke, that people actually like watching me play Realm of the Mad God, not just to make fun of me. That's the kind of self-image I have, that no one would really like would really like to watch me. But I am coming around to the idea that people like my videos, not non-ironically, that they actually like them. I mean, there are probably... Oh, my goodness. This is interesting. Oh! They're not... all laughing at me, that some of them are laughing with me. Oh, why do you not move your hammer the way I tell you to, when I tell you to? No. Yeah, you don't have to be a pro to make enjoyable content. Well, I certainly am not a pro. I'm not a pro streamer. I'm not a pro game player. But I do try to be entertaining. I don't know. Have I been making those weird faces as much today? I don't. Because I don't really notice it when I'm doing it. I don't know if I have been or not. All right. Come on. Get up on the rock. And then position your hammer without hitting the rock. Push and grab like that. Yes. And then shorten your grip. Oh. About the same as usual. Whenever you try to do something intense. Yeah, that seems to be when I display a neurological condition or something. I'm not sure what that is about. Because I'm not doing it on purpose. I promise you I'm not. Ah. All right. Yeah. Shorten your grip, but don't fall off the light this time. And then fling. Oh, and I hit the bottom of the next light. I absolutely think I'm getting better at this. It's like with the bottom of the chimney. I just need to get the hammer positioned fast enough so that I can grab the top of the light instead of hitting the bottom of the light. Ah. What I think is amazing is I haven't fallen yet today. He says right before he falls. I mean, I haven't spent any time this stream on the ground. That's pretty amazing. Don't jinx it. Well, I think I just did, but we'll see. Aha! Okay. Oh, I hit the side of the light. If I'd just been a little higher, I would have grabbed that second light. I really would have. Yeah, the time I got up past the top of the chimney, I think that was just pretty much luck. Now, I think I'm learning how to do it so that I can do it multiple times, which is going to be necessary because I'm going to fall so many times once I get up to the top of the chimney. Yeah, Linky got a Kolo sword just... Okay. Getting so much better. I think so. I really do think I'm getting better at just this part right now. But in general, I think I've been getting better at the game as I've gone along. Oh, please. Why are you stuck here? This is such a useless place. Because you're wedged. You're wedged in here. Trying to get the hammer onto the light. There we go. Now, pull, 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 pull. And then fling. And oh, I almost got it. I was high enough. If I just moved the hammer a little faster and in the right direction, I would have gotten that second light. All right. There. Oh, what the heck? Ah. All right. Oh. Nope. Yeah, now I'm doing well enough so that a lot of the times I'm getting on that lower light, which only took I don't know what 100 tries. Now I've got to master getting up on that second light. Oh, I hit the bottom of the chimney again. That brings out my demon voice. All right. Yes, very good. Very good. Now. Oh, no, no. Oh. Ugh. Ugh. What are you doing? Stop slipping. All right, there. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. We're going to do it again. Yes. Look at how high a percentage of times I'm actually getting this bottom light compared to all the many times I didn't. The girder's probably feeling pretty lonely. Yes, it's down there weeping because I haven't visited it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. So, no hands. So the problem is, you cannot, I'm pretty sure you cannot launch from that second light to get up, well, I mean, it's to his, what, left? Up to the top of that rock to the left. You have to launch from that peak that is to his right. But to do that, you need to go over the peak so that you can grab it. But if you go over the peak and don't grab it, there's that sort of protrusion just past the tree. You will bounce off of that, or I will bounce off of that, and then you will land on the ground. I will consider that a win because I will have gotten that far. But, yes. Yeah, I just gotta grab it. That's not, I mean, that's probably going to be about as easy as grabbing each of these lights was. So I'm going to fail a lot. That's my guess. That I will start getting to this part, and then I will fail repeatedly. And land on the ground. So I am prepared for that to be what happens here. If I grab that, I will be amazed. Oh, that's not how you're supposed to grab that, though. You're supposed to grab it from the other side. Oh, come on. Need to... Yeah, all right. There. No. Okay. Ha 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 ha! Oh! I will call this a win. This is a huge win. My goodness, I'm at the top of the chimney and I'm holding on. Even if I don't make it up on that other area of rock, this is a 100% win. All right, so my guess now is what's going to happen is I'm going to improperly fling myself, and I'll either go down the chimney or I'll come back onto this side and fall onto the ground. But this is definitely a win for the chimney. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was one of the, well, actually that wasn't too bad because I didn't fall anywhere. Lift yourself up, extend your arms. Oh, stop pulling yourself into the rock. You're trying to fling. You're not trying to heave yourself into a rock. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Okay, this is interesting. I think I might be able to do a push from here and get up on that darker gray rock. All right. That's probably what I should have tried in the first place, but oh, 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 oh.
Store and assembled into a world. And for the most part, that hasn't happened. Because the objects in the stores are trash. I don't mean they look bad or that they're badly made, although a lot of them are. I mean they're trash in the way that food becomes trash as soon as you put it in the sink. Things are made to be consumed.
Whoa, that was wrong.
In a certain context. And
Stop
once
it.
the moment is gone, they transform into garbage.
So,
in the context of technology, those moments pass by in seconds.
So Bennett Foddy had not talked to me for about the last 4 episodes of this. And then the moment I get up on that dark gray rock, he starts talking to me. And it threw me. I'm sure it is meant to. And so I flung myself off the rock. But, wow, that is, I got so much further than I thought I was going to today. And I didn't fall all the way back to the ground is the amazing thing. Oh, there goes that coffee cup again. Whoa! Well, now I'm on the ground. Okay. Well, that's 30 minutes. Thank you, everybody who was here. I am going to go... Oh, wait. No. I am going to go look and see if there's anybody we can raid. I have 7 people here. Let's look. Blah, 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 blah.
Get it. Leave Shock down. He
Shut
gets revived,
up.
so.
No, I don't need your audio. I think we're just going to end stream for today. Thank you everybody who was here. Thank you everybody who chatted. Thank you all the lurkers. If you have enjoyed this stream and you are not yet following me on Twitch, please give me a follow. If you're watching this later after I've uploaded it to YouTube and you enjoyed it, click that like button and subscribe to my channel for more videos like it. If you watched it on YouTube and you didn't like it, click the dislike button. But either way, if you watched it on YouTube, please leave a comment letting me know what you did or did not like about it. I am planning on streaming again tomorrow, so 2 p.m. Central Time. 2 hours of Realm of the Mad God, and then whatever redeems come in. Have a great day, night, whatever. And yeah, thanks.